Hello everyone, Nicole Smith here. I just realized I start every video that way, not on purpose, but I guess it's just a good way to say hello. I want to welcome my new subscribers and all of you awesome people who keep joining me. So today I wanted to do kind of a review and little how-to on using Tradesy and on how to buy, luxury items or just anything you might be looking for on that site. And I also want to touch on Poshmark really quick. And actually I'm going to do that first because that's not going to be very long. So the first luxury handbag I got was a Louis Vuitton Tame handbag, Thames, and I had researched for a while. I actually got it almost a year ago exactly. How things have changed over the year. I swear it's a drug, people. Like, if you haven't started, don't start. You won't stop. Anyway, so a year ago, my husband kind of said, all right, you can buy something for our anniversary. And so I looked around and I researched for like a month. I tried to figure out what bag I wanted, what was a good price for it, things to watch for. I read through a lot of forums, watched a lot of videos, and really did my homework. I really wanted to, make this a good purchase. So I decided I wanted to try that bag in the GM size, and from the pictures I'd seen, it really appealed to me. And so I had been watching on Tradesy. I got on Poshmark. I ended up ordering from Poshmark. And here's kind of what my feeling is there. So I worked with a great lady. She sent me all the information about where she got the bag originally. Anything I needed, she sent me. She had the original receipt. She told me what store she bought it, exactly when. So there was nothing really raising flags. Everything looked good on the bag. There were no red flags there. The date code was great. The quality was good. So I didn't really have any concerns. But I ordered it, and the nice thing about Poshmark is if you spend over $500, your order goes to their warehouse first, and they will authenticate it for you, and then you will get it. So that way you don't really have to worry about getting scammed out of a bunch of money by getting a fake or a replica. So that was one thing I really, really did like about Poshmark. Now, what I don't like and why I have completely stopped using it since is I feel like if I'm going to look on there for a bag, I am looking, and technically I think you can report people who post fakes or replicas, but people would say like replica, and while they're technically not allowed, they would like put a space between each letter so their filters wouldn't pick it up, or they would be honest and say they're selling a replica or not authentic bag. But I mean, I don't even want to have to wade through those. I don't want to look through those. I mean, I still think it's dishonest to sell a replica or a fake bag. I won't get into it, and it's not really so much about I just think I think it's theft. I think you're stealing somebody else's brand and trying to profit off of it. So I don't think it's cool. It supports child labor. I'm not okay with it. And so I stay away from replicas. I stay away from fakes for those reasons. It's not a snooty, I think I'm better than someone else. I just think if I'm going to spend my money, I want the real thing. It's like buying a cubic zirconia when you could buy a diamond. Only maybe I will know the difference, but I'll know. And I want that to be a special item and a special purchase. So just the fact that on Poshmark, I'm waiting and like scrolling and looking through, and people say, is this real? And they'll say, no, dear, and they'll tell you it's not real, but you kind of have to search through it. And I just got sick of clicking on post after post to see that it wasn't real. And you're able to get the app on your phone and your iPad to be able to look through things and find out what's going on, but I just found it so tedious. And then after you find something that is claiming to be authentic, then you actually have to find out if it's authentic before you want to order it. So I'm like, it's just too many steps. It was such a pain that I've stopped using them. I removed the app from my phone. I felt like it was just too much effort, even if I just want to sit there and browse, because it would be like fake, and I didn't like that. So I've stopped using Poshmark, even though my one purchase experience was a good one. I just find it's too much of a pain. So with Tradesy, I've been pretty happy with them. There will occasionally be some replicas or fakes on their website, but overall, I've been pretty happy. I purchased a Speedy on there, and I got it exactly as described. I've purchased few other little things, and I've actually sold quite a bit on there. So I sold pretty much all my Coach bags, I have 2 Kate Spades left, so I sold the rest of my Kate Spades. I think I sold a Marc by Marc Jacobs on there as well. So I've really liked it for that. I'm able to list things simply. The fees I didn't think were too bad. And when it's really fun when you sell an item, yes, and you can either send it in your own packaging materials, or you can ask that they send you a shipping kit. And so I usually had them send me a shipping kit, so I didn't have to go trying to find everything I needed for the bags or whatever I was selling. I actually sold a pair of Jimmy Choo sandals on there as well. And they'll send you the packaging materials, you stick it in, and I can stick it in my mailbox. I don't even have to go to the post office. And so that's what I really liked it. A lot of the shopping and selling I would do on there happened in the wintertime. So the box would come to my door with all the wrapping, tissue paper, everything. I'd package it up, stick it back in my mailbox, and I was done. So I really like that about it. And then they deposit your earnings into your Tradesy account, and then you can either cash it out. I think you can request cash, or you can request it be sent to your PayPal, and it takes a few days. I've started keeping it in there because they take a little bit of a cut whenever they transfer it to cash or PayPal, and I have just kind of figured, that's going to be my recycling fund, where I just, I get tired of a bag or I want something new, I sell it, keep the money in that account, and then I can buy it, next time I want something through Tradesy, because they do have a lot of options. Once in a while there's something I might see in a Facebook group or new in the store I want to get, and the money's tied up there, but it's kind of the way it goes. It's really, in my opinion, the way to maximize your financial potential with your play money or your handbag money or your shoe money, whatever it is you want to buy. So I keep the money in there now. And then the other really cool thing with Tradesy is they have sales. They have sales all the time. But then every once in a while they'll have a really great sale or a coupon code. And sometimes they're more exclusive and they don't go out to everybody, but sometimes they're for anyone. And it's like you save $100 when you spend over $500 or over $800, or you save $200 when you spend $15, whatever it might be. So this last sale they had, it was a $200 coupon if you spent $1,000, which on any order over 1,000. So that is a killer deal to me, because that's basically 20%. If you look for items that are around $1,000, you can save an extra $200. So say you're looking at something that retails new for $1,800, somebody's selling it for $1,100, you can get it for $900. I'm sorry, my messages are chiming and I don't know how to mute that. So I think that's cool. I use the coupon codes. I'll use the money from items I've sold. I'll use the coupon codes, and I'll really feel like I maximize my discount potential. So I actually just bought a bag. I don't know how to shut that up. I actually just bought a bag and used money I had in an account. It's a bag for my anniversary. Let's see, do not disturb. Let's see if that works. That my husband kind of gave me his blessing to buy, to use cash on top of what I'd saved up to get this. And, it retails new for a certain amount. It was listed on Tradesy in almost practically brand new condition. It had been used once, and it was only $100 cheaper. Now, if I'm going to buy a pre-loved bag, I want to save more than $100 off the store price. But then I was able to use my credits and the $200 coupon code, and I feel like I got a really good deal. I almost got it for close, very reasonable amount compared to what it is new in the store. And so that is something that I found really works for me. You got to be patient on Tradesy. So a big tip, be patient, wait for the sales. If you're going to make a big purchase and there's a bag you've had your eye on and that you really want, keep watching on there. Go through love the items, and that kind of saves them in your profile. And it helps you find them later. So if there's a sale or a discount, it will help you find them later, and you can go right to them and see if they're still available. Now, you can't get emotional. You can't get jumpy where you're like, oh my gosh, it's the bag I want. I'm not sure if it's a good price. I'm not sure if it's authentic, and you just buy it. You don't want to go crazy. You want to know what you're looking for. You want to know your price point, what you're willing to pay, and then if you find it, go ahead and go for it. But if you don't know what you want, then I really would encourage you to be patient and wait, and do a lot of research. When I'm going to buy a bag, I spend a lot of time on Tradesy, seeing what's out there, what they're selling for, what type of condition. Make sure you're very specific. You want good pictures. If you're buying a Louis Vuitton, you need that date code, you need the heat stamp, you need all the information that will help you decide if it is an authentic bag. I don't know, for the love, how to make this be quiet. Sorry about that. Okay, it's gone now. Okay, back on track. Now, another thing that I will do if I am watching for something, or I want a really awesome deal, or say I'm looking for an SLG, to me those are fun because they're not quite as expensive, and the really good deals tend to go quick. I will sort my searches, and you can search by designer, you can search by brand, whatever it might be, and then after that you can sort by recently listed. And so maybe I'll just have my computer, I'm on my computer all day for work. I'll refresh a few times throughout the day and see what's been posted in the last half hour. And if there's anything I want there and it's a screaming deal, yeah, that might go quick, so you'll want to jump on it. But again, you want to be prepared, know what's a good price for items, and know the questions to ask to the sellers. If you have a seller that's not really willing to give you much information, I would run the other way. If you have a seller that is very forthcoming and informative, I would, I didn't make this stop. I would be more willing to work with them. Okay, so now that I've got that dinging stopped, hopefully, I don't know if that was even showing up on the video end, but my text messages would pop up on my computer and it makes me crazy. So anyway, so on top of those tips of being patient, sorting by what's been listed most frequently, and waiting for coupon codes and sales, because they always happen, they always come, don't get impatient. I also, okay, so they have a quality guarantee. So pretty much you can return any item to Tradesy within a week of getting it for any reason whatsoever. And if it is, you just decide you didn't like it or it doesn't fit right, you can get credit back in your Tradesy account. So, you know, not a big deal if you're going to spend the money anyway. It's just safe for later. Now, if you find the item was not as described, so say it's not authentic, say it was in worse condition than it was described to you, you can get a full cash refund. And so, for example, a couple weeks ago, I bought a Damier Azur key clay from Louis Vuitton, and it was cute, and it was listed as like new condition. It was like $160, and I kind of wanted one to go with my bag, and I said, sure, I'll buy it. And I jumped on it and I bought it. I didn't ask the seller any questions. I looked at the pictures, but I really couldn't see that well, but I figured it's like new. I mean, like new should mean like new. There's almost nothing on it. And I get it in the mail, and it's like wrapped in duct tape and like this little bubble wrap. It did not look well cared for. And it was like the corners were all worn. It was filthy. I opened it up and it was dirty inside. The zipper was like brown where it should have been white. And it was just, I was like, I'm not paying this much for this. That's not what I, you know, for an item like that, I'm not going to save $40 versus buying it new. I'd rather just get it new and have it be in perfect shape. So I returned it and just said it wasn't as described. This is not like new condition. This is, you know, gently used or well used. And I sent it back and I got a full cash refund about 3 days later. So it was so simple. I didn't even have to pay for return shipping. I didn't have to do anything. I just stuck it in the mail. So I really am happy with Tradesy about that. So I kind of feel like it's worth it. Like if you're not sure if something is authentic or not, you could always buy it and you could authenticate it later. Like if you have a coupon code that's going to expire at midnight, or you think it's something that's going to go quick, you can risk it. You could get it. And then there's, you know, online authenticators. Mimi's Treasure is one my friend just told me about, really quick turnaround time. So she can even authenticate from pictures off Tradesy if you send them to her. But I think she does it in about an hour and it's only like $20. So it's not a bad deal. But if you want to order it and you're just not sure and you're scared someone else is going to take it, you can order it, get it. If you don't have any, I'm going to live in Alaska. Who's going to authenticate a bag for me, right? So you can use the online one, send them your pictures, and they can give you a certificate and get you whatever they need to tell you if it's authentic or not. And if it's not, you can just turn right around and send it back in, and you shouldn't be out much because Tradesy holds the money for about 5 days after you receive your purchase. So if you contact them within about the first 5 days and let them know you got something and it's not authentic, they're not going to give the money to the seller. You still have the full ability to get the money back. So that's kind of why I like Tradesy. They have a lot of variety. They have a ton of items. I mean, you could search on there for days. So really, you know, play around with it. Learn how to use the search tools and the filters and get an idea of what you want. You know, you can buy, you know, I'm going to be listing another Marc Jacobs bag here and a Kate Spade bag and maybe something else. I kind of need to clean out my closet a little bit to feed my addiction right now. But I really do like it. I've sold a lot of items for pretty good deals, and it's been just a really good situation. And, you know, it's really worked out well for me. So I hope this helps you learn a little bit about Poshmark and Tradesy, and I will put the links below so you can get on there and get the information and start playing and having fun. Okay, the mailman showed up, so my dog was going berserk, and I was a little distracted, and I forgot one more point about Tradesy that I want to talk to you about. You can look at a seller and see if they have sold before, if they're just some person out of their house selling, or if this is maybe something they do professionally. I recently, the bag I just bought this week, I purchased from a lady who basically, she doesn't do consignment so much as she picks up pre-loved bags and then resells them on Tradesy. And so this is what she does professionally, like this is her income. So it's kind of like the professional eBay sellers. I tend to trust a little more, you know, especially on Tradesy. They will get kicked off if they are selling replicas or fakes on a regular basis, or even a little bit. If they're misrepresenting their items, they're not going to be allowed to stay on there and they'll lose their account. So you can look and see how many items they've sold before, how much they have listed now, what types of items, and it helps me have a little more peace of mind too, knowing where it's coming from. I'm pretty excited about the seller I just purchased from. I think she's pretty sharp. I've seen her listings for the last years. I've been watching. I've noticed that she uses the same background. She's in the U.S. I think she's in Michigan, and I really like her. And yeah, I haven't had any reasons to question what she's posted. And the new bag that I'm getting, it looks authentic to me. It's a really new bag. That I think is sold out in stores even. This is the first time I've seen one pre-loved. So I hadn't planned on purchasing this bag per se. There was 3 or 4 I was watching out for, and this one popped up and I was like, oh, well cool, I'm gonna grab this because I haven't seen it pre-loved yet. And I don't even see replicas online when I search for it. So I think I'm pretty confident it should be okay. The heat stamp looked good to me, the date code looked good to me. So I will let you know. I'll actually do an unboxing later on. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. You can look at the seller and kind of check out their background and see who they are a little bit, and you can message them and get to know them, and that kind of gives me a feeling if there's someone I want to trust or not. So thanks.